navigate that way as well. So pretty much anything you do in this file, you can do anything you want to because it's a sample file. That's why it's there. So just play around with it. What can it do? That type of thing. You have your accounts all over here, which we're going to add an account next. And we have our different views. And so this is our dashboard. So this is kind of our hands-on daily look where we are. Okay, let's see what we're doing. And you can have different views, either customize the current view or you can add another view over here. And you also have online help. The one thing come out is where you can get additional information. You can also view guidance. We'll kind of guide you through how to do information and give you some suggestions. And you, of course, have your help as well and tips and tutorials. And if you click on that link, it will take you to be able to get different types of tutorials. Okay? Don't have anything in here right now for us. Okay? So once you click on it, it's going to launch. You have to be access to the internet, and then you can go through your topics for your more specific how-to guides. Okay? All right. So back on the Home tab. So the Home is always your main tab. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add account. We'll talk about how to add an account. So click on Add Account. So as I said, in Quicken, accounts are more, again, your checking accounts, your savings accounts, your cash accounts, where in Quicken, that would be your general ledger accounts. Okay, or the same thing as categories for Quicken. So here we've got our primary accounts, either checking, credit card, savings, or cash. You can add as many as you want to. And these are probably the ones you're going to mostly be focusing on right now. We'll talk about loans and debt a little bit later, but you can also add for personal investment and retirement or other property and assets as well. Okay? So let's just go ahead and click on checking. Now, if you want to download transactions from your bank, from online banking, you would enter the name of your bank here, and then it's going to ask you for your online username and password, so that when it goes out to launch, it's going to launch and dial into your account, log into your account, and download all those transactions. So we're now going to do that right here. So just go ahead and click Advanced Setup. So if you do not want to automatically download transactions, you can click Advanced Setup in the bottom left. And then click on I want to enter my transactions manually. So bottom left, Advanced Setup. Up. Down here at the bottom. Right there. That's the bottom. You click on checking account. You click on checking account first. Yeah. So it was Advanced Setup now. On the bottom. So first we click on Add Account. Okay, now. The first thing I did, I was like, she does something. I'll click on it. Okay. So we're going to click on Advanced Setup. Advanced Setup. Right. And then click on I want to enter my transactions manually. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then go ahead and click on Next. So Pat. Pat, put in the check. I'll just wait till it finishes. Farm checking or whatever it is that you want to call it if you have multiple accounts. So we'll just call it farm checking. No, it's already in there. Okay. Farming checking, we'll call it farming checking. I think it'll let you. No, we have farm checking, so we're calling it farming checking. And then click Next. The next thing it's going to want to know is it wants the ending date and balance from your last statement. Okay? You can always make changes to it later. We'll just go ahead and put May 31st for right now.
If it's a new account, what do we do?
For a new account, again, it depends on when you're going to open the account. You just open sure that you're getting as close to the end of the month, make sure your balances are accurate. So we'll just put $500 in there for right now. So the statement ending balance of the previous month becomes the opening balance of this new account. Okay? Everybody good? Go ahead and click next. Just okay, you're just one step ahead of it. And so now you can see we've added our new account. And you can click in the bottom right, add another account, and you can continue to add all the accounts. Okay? Okay, let's see. So we're just going to click finish. Everybody good? Everybody have their new account? Okay. Alright, so to add transactions, you would select the account. So let's go ahead and click on the farm. You can see we've got nothing in our farming checking, so click on farming checking. Farming checking. Because our farm checking has $67,000 or so in there, so that's good. Yay! You want money, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so whatever you call that new account, that's what we're clicking on. You call it check. You see it says zero. And your account. Yes. So you just didn't change the name. So we just call it check. Okay. Yes. Because if you put a beginning balance in, you know, yes, your beginning balance is 500. So yes, so you'll see the opening balance that we put in there of $500, and then now we're on our first line of transactions. Okay. If you need to change or edit the account, you can right-click on the name and edit or delete account. So throughout Quicken, you can always right-click on things if you need to get menu choices or options. Just right-click on it and it will tell you what you can do. Alright, so at the top we have our filter. So right now we're looking at all dates, but you can filter to specific pre-populated dates, or such as this month, last 30 days. Or you can go down to custom and put in the date range that you want. On the type, you can filter out the types, whether you want to get payments and deposits or everything, or specific types of transactions as well. So all transactions or unclear transactions, and we'll get into those a little bit later. Did we reconcile our checking account everyone? Okay. So you kind of do the same thing here. You would reconcile your Quicken accounts. All right, so we have the date. So you can put the date in here. Okay, by using the calendar. I don't know why it's defaulted to February, but I think that's just because we're in a sample file. Alright, so we got today's date. It's going to be a check, but if you click in the column where it says check, you can tell it just use the next check number, or you can type in a check, or if it's an ATM transaction, or a deposit, okay, or a transfer. What's ETF? Anybody know what ETF is?
Electronic funds transfer.
Okay, so electronic funds transfer. Okay, or you can call it ACH if you want to. Okay, so we're just going to select the next check number. When you click in the next field for the payee, it's going to automatically bring up a list of the previous payees that you have. Okay, or you can add payees on the fly as well. Okay, so let's add, and I think there's Johnny Appleseed, isn't that the seed people?
Yeah, Johnny's.
Chinese.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and type in Johnny's. So as you go through, you can add things on the fly. So either pick from what's already there or add things on the fly. When you hit tab, it's automatically added Johnny Appleseed. No details such as the address and phone number and all that type of information, but it lets us go ahead and add it without doing anything else. Okay. So tab out of that field when you get done, and you should be in the category. Now we just talked about the categories, and the categories, again, tells us how we're going to categorize the expense or the income. Once again, you can pick from what's already here, which we know we do have seeds, right? Oops. So you can start typing in there. So if you start typing, it's going to eventually filter out, so you should get the whole list. Or you can add a category on the fly from here, as opposed to going back to the category list. So we'll select seeds and plants. Same thing with tags. So we talked about the tags. We haven't added any tags yet. But the tags, we can break it down by category. If we've got something in here we want to use, that's fine. But let's just go ahead and add a tag. So let's click on Add Tag. And we'll just type in crops. And then click OK. So now it's going to be available for next time. Now the memo field allows you just to put in some free text information, any notes that you want to yourself about this particular transaction. Not required to put memo in there, but as you go through and you start to document information, you may want to put a memo in there. All right. So in the payment field, how much did you pay for these seeds? How much did we spend? $40. $40, okay. So we'll just type $40. Now, if you have, say, 2 or 3 receipts from Johnny that you're going to put in here, we didn't scan or anything like that. So we have a $40 receipt and a $34 and $63 receipt, and then I've got an $18 and $22 receipt. So I can either go to a calculator and those up, or I can add them directly from here. So if you just hit the plus sign, I can add in 34, 53, and then hit the plus sign again, and add in my 18, 25. So you can add on the fly within Quicken in any calculated field.
We wouldn't need to have like each section on C.
No, so it's all, it's all together. You can just put in the memo that, just staple them together and say it's total 92, whatever, so it's with each separate receipt. So you can put it in however you want to. So if you pay for it by check, which you had, we're just making this up at this point, but if you had 3 receipts or 3 invoices, if you pay for it with one check, you can add them all up together. Everybody good? But it's nice instead of having to go to the calculator and bring up windows and all that other stuff, and you can get it directly from here. So when you get done, you can just go ahead and click the Save button. Okay, so type in $40. Transactions. This is where you can add your, if you are downloading transactions from your account, you can set up the download or set up the online payments from here once you get your online account set up. Okay? Then they would just drop in here line item by line item as well. Okay. So go ahead and just add some accounts just for practice. Just go down to the next line. And just practice adding. You can just make up data, or if you've got your receipt, you can just add. You can use your receipt as data to add some